It's you call that radio TV We Are Live. It's the 20th of February. I just want to shout RIP James Sweeney. Sad news today, so RIP Jamesy. And today we've got an interview with Oakzy B and Sami Omar of Up to Standard, talking about their incredible new movie, soundtrack, scheme politics. So we'll start with Sami and then we'll get Oakzy on. How's it going, man?
Hey Mark, how you doing, man? You all right?
Good, good. We're just chatting there before. First of all, if anyone's not seen Scheme Politics, you need to do that after the show straight away because it's available to watch for free on YouTube. So what was it? First of all, how long did it take? And yeah, we'll start with that. It's a comprehensive bit of work. It looks like an actual movie. So imagine it took a while.
Yeah, thank you, man. And Mark, first of all, thank you for having me on this. And Oakzy when he joins us. But yeah, no,
Oxy's here. Oxy's here.
yes, yeah, he's in the building.
Right.
Oaks, yeah, what's going on, brother?
Welcome to the
Um,
show, Oxy. Great to have you. We're just talking about the first question is we're just talking about the movie looks incredible. How long did it take?
so yeah, to be honest, total it took about 2 years. It took about 2 years, mate. Mark, I'm not gonna lie, and there was a lot of going back and forth just to get it to really get it to where it's at. And Oakzy will tell you as well, like about a year ago, we probably were at a stage where we're like, right, is it done? Should we just like, yeah, well, we're good to go?
I, I think after a year we had a cup. We had a cup
Yeah,
we were happy with. And then after that we had to replace a few people and change a few
You're here. Yeah,
and
yeah, no,
it's,
he's just
it's
making it solo, yeah.
things. But because of that, because we had to do that, I think it ended up helping us in the long run because it gave us more time to actually work on the film as we were refilming some of the scenes. So, and 2 years in total, but with the extra year, I think it made the extra wee bit to the film, definitely.
Absolutely, yeah. Definitely,
and
it definitely elevated it to another level than when it was at originally.
so 2 years. What about the idea of doing it? Was there did it take a while for you to before you started to script it out to just imagine it into reality?
Nah,
Yeah,
no, for me. Well, when he asked me, for me, it was because I wrote lots a while back. I wrote lots of stories and like I tried kind of try to write a few like books. When a while back when I was younger, I was in jail, blah blah, all that stuff. So I tried to write like a few books, and then I learned how to write scripts. But I never ever had like any outlet to use this stuff. And then Sammy came along, like I've got an idea where I've got a script, I've got kind of a story, and then I was like, well, I've also got loads of these, like I've already got scripts and stories and stuff like that. So I think when he gave me the outlet to put it out, it was easy because I'd already done it before, type kind of thing.
So is it kind of is it semi autobiographical or
Mm, I would say, like obviously, the as I write it, as I was writing it and thinking of these characters, I'm always thinking about the place where I grew up, and that's the Calton. So it's like a lot of the issues and situations, like they could have had, they would some of them obviously have happened to me, but not all of them. I wouldn't say I woke up and my mum was sitting there drunk and smoking fags, and do you know what I mean? But it wasn't to that extent. But because it's a film,
and
we
there's probably people sort of within the community that can relate to that, though. You
uh,
know, so it's pretty much the stories of the Carlton in a sense,
yes,
and
like
you
a
know, generally.
multiple, all sorts of different people. Like I would take like his attitude and the way he speaks, and then I try and incorporate that in one character, and like all different type of people that I know from around the area and scheme and stuff like that. Kind of different stories mixed in.
and it's an all-star lineup, especially for anyone that's familiar with the hip hop scene. You've got McCroy and 5 doing a great job as the dealers. They're brilliant. Sherlock's does a great turn as well, and obviously yourself, folks, and everybody that's involved. So what point did they get involved? Are they in the original one that was done a year ago, or
Yeah, and that happened during the casting. When it came to the casting, obviously, as Oakzy having written the script, he envisioned he wanted to play those parts, and he just came straight to me and he was like, right, Daz and Chrissy, we're getting Hawaii 50 and McCroy, right? We're going with that. Sherlock is playing as Sherlock. You know what I mean? So he done a great job, even at kind of bringing them together to kind of join us on this project.
I watched 5-0 and a few just like short films and a few clips and stuff like that before. So obviously I was thinking like, when I watched it, he's a good actor. I always felt he's a good actor. Do you know what I mean? He can turn it on and off and the jokes and that. So when I was watching it, I was like, what? I was trying to think of like all the scenes in the films where they were in, like, what does he do good in this? And then like try and incorporate that into the script that I was writing. Like what kind of scenes did he stand out in? What kind of scenes did he look good in? Stuff like that. But so I done that with him. With McCroy, I'd seen him in a film years ago that was on BBC iPlayer where I think it was Gary Fraser that made that one. And so I'd seen him years ago. So I knew he would obviously be up for that, because if he'd been in that years ago, then it's definitely something that he would have wanted to do again. So that's when I got in touch with him. But the Dad and Chrissy characters were actually swapped at first, to be fair. But when I think it was when we were doing the readings of the script, 5-0 felt just, I don't know, he felt like more of the other characters. I can't even mind what one's which this now, but he just felt like more of the other ones, so we changed him. But
sorry, I can't hear you, Oakzy. I can't hear you. I'll tell you what, I'm going to play. I think it was just a wee technical issue there with Oakzy, but I'm going to play the trailer just in case anybody's not seen it yet. This will wet your whistle for it. Are you back?
yeah, am I cut out there? I'm so sorry.
It's all right.
no,
You're back.
continue,
You're
you're
back.
right,
You're back. We're just going to play. We'll play the trailer,
Yep.
and let, for anyone that's just not seen this, just to let everyone know what kind of thing. And this is not at the it's probably a slightly less quality because I've downloaded it and uploaded it again. But yeah, this is the trailer from Scheme Politics, the movie that we're speaking about.
Growing up in the Carlton is just like anywhere else, really. It's good. It's bad.
50 quid the morning and 50 quid when I pick up the now. Don't let me down.
There's deals. Violence.
That wee Jojo and the young team are causing way too much heat around here, man.
I just need to know when the time's right. The time is now, bro.
Here you can really go from zero to hero. Or hero to zero. No comment.
Brilliant stuff, and it's available on YouTube for anyone that's watching or listening to the show later on. You can just watch it on YouTube for free just now, and it comes with an amazing soundtrack as well. We're going to play a couple of tunes from that in a wee bit as well. I've just had a comment in from Becky Walsh is asking, hi, are you coming into the UWS soon? Which is, Becky works at the university in Ayr.
Yes. I believe. I believe Mobo is currently in talks with Becky. Yes, Becky, we are definitely coming down to UWS. Mentioned that to Oaks already, and we're definitely up for it. Yeah.
I mean, that's the reason that I said semi-autobiographical, is because it looks like a real story, and we don't have enough of that in Glasgow. I know that Gary Fraser's doing a great job of representing his Edinburgh, but you know, it's like when by the time something gets through, I love James Price's stuff as well for his short films, but usually by the time something gets to television, because it requires budget and manpower, usually the message gets diluted a bit, and the accents get diluted and stuff like that. So it was really refreshing to see something that seems realistic. And how important is that?
I think, to be honest, one of the main most elements we had to make sure was it remaining raw and authentic, especially when it came to, for instance, the accent kind of thing, you know. And equally, like you said, it's difficult to do things unless they're at that level, and that's why I think the whole collaborative aspect of this project and bringing all those people together to make this happen is probably what was allowed a grassroots organization like up to standard. You know, there was some support from Creative Scotland in terms of making the soundtrack and stuff like that, but there was still a lot of own contribution that went into the project, and it was really just, we were so passionate about this mark, and we just wanted to really deliver a kind of, as much as we like, a high end product, you know, something that we see and we aspire to do, and just thinking like, so why can we not? And basically that was it, and we just kind of took it on head on first, you know, and just dived in the deep end really. But no, yeah, and like Oakzy said, man, we finally were happy with the cut. Yeah.
For years when I was a teenager, that was like my life down the barrels. You know what I mean? Either keep. I was always doing that market. So I wasn't the only one. You know what I mean? I wasn't the only one. My mates might have been, or one of their mates might have been. So I just always felt strong about the barrels when I was. So I had to like, I felt like I had to incorporate that in as well, just like cause that's like part of my area and a big part of my growing up. I was always doing it every weekend. So like I say, some of the stories are direct, like are direct truths of mine. But some of them are just added in. Like I'm no deed, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, spoilers. But yeah, the bar. It's great to see the bars as well, and you know, bars is just so important for anyone from Glasgow, or even just anywhere on the west coast of Scotland. It's just somewhere you went as a young person, and then obviously even to this day, just going to the venue as well, and just everything about it. It's one of the last places standing in Glasgow that is authentic, and you know, even
Like
with a
A
even with
landmark. Yeah.
even with a little bit of gentrification, it's still Glasgow. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. The market is still the market. Yeah, it's still got that vibe to it.
100%. With regards to, can we talk about up to standard a little bit? So for people who don't know, just maybe for people who are new to what you do, but obviously you have been putting in work for many years. So
Yeah.
could you just give us a wee background of that and how that came about and what you've been doing for the last few years?
Yeah, sure, no problem. To be honest, our business is, I guess, made up of a couple of components. We've got the services we offer, so we're a recording studio. You can obviously book in, come and work on projects, and then we did have a sort of visual element to it, doing music videos and such. But I guess now with the film and stuff, we're leaning more towards that kind of stuff right now. With the services component, then we've got our platform, which is our, I guess, our online socials. So on YouTube, we put on shows, online series. So you've got rap freestyle shows, you've got live acoustic shows. And then our third component is arts development. So we run multiple programs a year, initiatives. Some focus on creative development, some focus on art, professional development. So that's maybe on roles sort of beyond the sound, you know, beyond the music. And yeah, throughout our work, to be honest, we've been running for we've established 2019 now, so we've been at it for a good couple of years. And the reason actually this whole the film idea came about was, again, we're like, right, okay, we're here as a platform, and we're trying to connect the music artists with their audience, but equally we try to find ways and when and where we can make the content, you know, where they can engage with it and relate to it. And hence the idea of this short film visual album came about. And then that's when I obviously got in touch with Oakzy, and I thought, you know, Oakzy was probably the right person to collaborate with on this project.
And Oxy, just for people that maybe aren't aware of you, although you probably I know a lot of our viewers are already. I've got Epi scene. I enjoyed watching it, particularly as originally from Craignastock Place in the Calton. Great story for the East End. Because obviously I've heard, you know, you've done loads of things. I'm a fan of your work for years. I've heard you MC over all sorts of beats. So I'm just wondering, did you start rapping over sort of more dance music stuff originally, or what's your background as an MC?
When I was younger, first I lived in London. I lived in Croydon. So in that time, I was like, what, maybe five, at that time. And at that time, it was grime music going around. My brothers used to always go to these, like, it was pirate radio. My brother's just sorry. Like, when you're parked outside the car, they'd be able to like tune in and listen. So it was like for every area that you had, for every area that you went to, you'd have like a different radio station and stuff like that. So I grew up like listening to grime MCs like Dizzy Rascal, stuff like that. So I was always interested in the fact that it was a DJ and it was like a mic and everybody just passed about this mic and it was like just raw. So then years later, I was still listening to like the likes of 50 Cent and that. Obviously start writing like grime lyrics and stuff like that. But years later, I see like all these grime rappers are now making albums and stuff like that. But when I moved to Scotland from England, the majority of people listen to like rave music. And when I got introduced to that, it was like MCs. And then there was the same components. It was a DJ and a microphone and people passing about the mic from hour to hour. And I was like, this is the same thing, just with a faster tempo. So I just adapted to that. I was like, I always wrote my raps on the side, released like wee raps and that, but they never ever caught traction. And then around about 2014, we started releasing on SoundCloud, just little MCs here, little MCs there, and then over time they were like, we'd go back and check like it'd only been like 24 hours and it was like 10,000 plays, and then we just kept getting more and more and more and more and more and more, and it's like I realised that McKenna was kind of my lane, but I always loved rap. And then when Prison came out, and then I had the opportunity of going on BBC Rap Game.
Okay. Yeah.
Back on channel BBC Three, I had the chance of going on Rap Game UK, and I came top three in that. I came top three, but at the same time, that was like a different challenge. It was different challenges all week where it was like rap, because like I said, I'd always been writing my raps. So it was like I wanted to challenge myself by going on that show. Came top three, just missed out. And then when I came back to Scotland, I just continued with MCing. So I've just always been spitting on a mic, whether it's been rap or whether it's been MC. I've always been like honing my skills. But over time, like more and more people played. And then my first booking, it was sold out. And I think it was 19 days, 550 tickets. But obviously, I didn't know, because obviously we started getting millions of plays on SoundCloud, but obviously getting millions of plays online, we didn't know how to translate to real life. And then we were selling tickets fast. We were literally like, and then from there on, that's just been me. That's just been my journey. Always, I've just kept up with the shows, kept up with the music. But like I said, I also watch things like Top Boy and stuff like that, because obviously I'd lived in London when I was younger, so I'm interested in these things. But the truth is I grew up in Glasgow. I grew up doing the Calton, so it's like there was never anything like I can relate to the stuff that's been said on Top Boy because of my brothers and my cousins and people down there that I go and visit and family and that. But I just never felt like it related to me. Do you know what I mean? I never felt like it related to me. Like I can watch Scottish Scheme Things but it's always these short films and stuff like that. And I just felt like I wish we had a Top Boy, or I wish we had just something. Do you know what I mean? Just something that was that's tangible. You can watch and you can say that's a Scottish film. So that's where the idea came from. But the music's always been rap, MC, but I've always been interested in acting as well.
And what came first with the? Because I was just trying to figure that out with the soundtrack, or the. At what point is the soundtrack finished? Do you have when you're initially writing the script? Is the songs already done, or did that come a wee bit later on in the process?
Yeah, the skeleton had already, we'd already sort of started. So the beats were mainly put together by Oakzy, aka Sam Barker, amazing producer, genius. And obviously coming with the vision to him and going right. And this is what I was going to say earlier, actually, when you were asking Oakzy about whether he prefers McKenna or rap. And I think for us to work with Oakzy on this, just because it's quite diverse, you know, approaching this soundtrack is not really like a music album. It's not just like, you know, you're putting on an instrumental and you got to think about how that then will then translate to the actual picture, you know. And it was, yeah, man, and he was able to deliver properly on that, and just knowing when to go full and knowing when to hold back and kind of tap into his more emotional side, and you know.
Yeah, because sometimes because when you're working with like a picture, like a film, like at first, like I would have like a skeleton beat, and then I'd rap over the beat, and then I'd come back and we'd film, and then the film would end up looking a certain way where the beat could be tweaked to fit the emotion of the film, and then I'd come back and I'd listen to the beat, and I'm like, Sammy, what the? You've changed the beat, and he was like, you see when. Bro, it's like fire and shit. And then I watched the film and I'm like, okay. Do you know what I mean? This actually sounds good. This actually sounds melodic. This sounds like it should be.
Of course, yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was good. It was good that way as well, because obviously that's like my first time having to work on music for a film as well. So it was like having to come and
so it was Mark, so it was a lot of back and forth. Like we did start with the music, but as Oakzy said, once we started filming, we'd go back and adjust some things, and then, like, do you know what I mean? It was quite a lot. And I have to be honest, mate, it's been a great experience for myself as sort of kind of the first project of that scale directed, you know, because I'd usually do just the kind of, Oakzy would tell you, like, see those online series that we do, I might be on set, and that's a lot, obviously, much smaller scale, but the challenges that we had, especially, like, you know what I mean, and just kind of making mistakes and just learning from them, and then just trying to do it much better and better. So I can only say this has been just such a valuable and rewarding experience, man, overall. I'm sure it has been for Oakzy as well, and for everyone involved, really, you know.
I've wrapped up on the day, we wrapped up filming on the day of Transmit, and then we wrapped up filming exactly a year later on the day of Transmit. Then it with the same music, because there was still music in the background to match with all the. It was like here on that same day. Okay.
I've got Bagpipes and Vengeance here. Do you want to give us I'm just going to play that just now. Do you want to give us a wee intro to what's happening? I believe this is at the end of the film.
Well, this is the last track. It's called Bagpipes and Vengeance. It's basically, don't want to give too many spoilers, but basically there's a lot of bagpipes in it, and it's like a revenge type story. But throughout the lyrics, I kind of put a few things in my perspective of life and things that happened in Kelton through my pain that was in the song. But obviously it was wrote to fit with the film as well, if you get me. But yeah, man, I just felt it was try to speak to somebody that I couldn't really speak to anymore, if you get me.
To the MIC, listen. Glasgow, stand up. Scotland, stand up. Yo.
It's like, back then I used to think I was like your second son, but now you hate me, trying to sneak me, trying to take my run. Remember back when it was me that was running them guns? Remember back when it was me that was making your funds? I had a sack of DVDs that was weighing a ton. I even grafted Christmas Eve on alone my ones. Look, you've had it and you've gone past it. Your guns are never blasted, I never got no you ride. The old guard's out, the new guard's in. The Cosa Nostra take over, yeah, and that's our thing. Return of the Mac, return of the King. We're taking back every patch that you stole from my ken. Take it back, every gaff, every phone, every sim. It's murder and sin, you know it's gonna burn when it stings. Bro said patch it, cause it may not be him. I said fuck that shit, let's let the fat lady sing. Catching, prodding, dropping, robbing, feel's not an option. Anybody getting wide of any causing problems. Trying to bend us to the ground, but you know we ain't stopping. All that time up in the jail had me planning and plotting. On remand with no bail, you thought that I was rotten. Trying to take us off for BAMs, trying to take us for buttons. Trying to make 100 grand, so I'm running for Rodden. Take me, show them who I am with this tool that I'm holding. Alley bats, Lacoste hats, we're strapped with lockbacks. Attack with ski mask, attack with be fast. He chose his own path, no love for a known grass. No mass, exterminate rats. And rodents, now the motor's fully loaded. If I blow these pegs, noses will be black suits and roses. Keep a couple troops posted, I don't do the Insta poses. Trying to get rid of these posers and these roaches. They help you when you're down, but then they hate you when you're up. It's fucked, especially when you gotta go and chance your luck. See all that betting, all that ratting got you fucking up. See all that snatching, all that grass and it ain't paying off. Cause anytime we see you now, we take your melon off. Matter of fact, when nearly there, it's time to set it off. Slow the motor, hat the lights, just take the pocket up and get the balaclavas, get the gloves, nobody getting caught. Time's getting closer now, my chopper start to creeping. Premonitions of revenge all in my veg, and then I see him hop out the motor van right over there and trap him. I'm on top of him, I'm volleying and kicking. Now my tromper starts to split and mess. Yes, I'm on a mission. All the troops are causing riots, should've listened. Look at it, my left, I'm out of breath. I think I'm tripping. I get spade right to the flame. I get stabbed, now blood's dripping. I feel death coming near, he's close and I can clock him. When you're coming for the scheme, you know you got no option. Tell my mother that I'm sorry for all of my problems. And my daughter, I'm so sorry, couldn't watch her blossom. My trip shouting in my ear, but it's blood that I'm coughing. My legs weak, they start to steep, I feel my body dropping. And then I see a white life, I think my life is stopping. What goes around comes around, I guess I've done it often.
Bagpipes and Vengeance from Oakzy. We're live on You Call That Radio, talking about the movie. If you're just joining us, it's Scheme Politics is called. It's out now on YouTube, so I've put a link in the comments for and in the bio for anybody who wants to check it out that hasn't seen it yet. A great, I suppose you mentioned Top Boy earlier on, so I suppose Glasgow's been lacking something like that. Would you agree with that, Sami?
Yeah, definitely, 100%. I think that was something we were probably, obviously, you know, we're always just trying to think outside the box and always trying to think like, well, right, okay, what else can we do and how else can we do it? And we always see these sort of, you know, your top boys, and there's loads of on YouTube as well, like short films that kind of have a lot of the kind of artists in London that we might listen to. You've got things like Shiro's Story, you know, Rapman's little series. Gigs, he's got the Essence, and you know, Crop Circle, Nines. There's quite a lot, and yeah, and it just, I guess, like Oakzy said, it got to that point, and I guess we found ourselves in a position we're just like, man, listen, you know, if we've got some of the resources and we can just bring people together and somebody like to do music, etc., etc. Yeah. There was definitely a demand for it. That was, you know, and you could tell by the reception and how well it was received. You know, it was amazing.
There's so many untold stories like in Glasgow, Scotland, especially in the East End, you know, stories that nobody will ever hear about, but they're worth telling. They're worth telling, do you know what I mean? Like there's always like a lesson to learn out of them. And I just felt like I'm there to voice it, do you know what I mean? We kinda like this is the life that we've led and we've lived, and somebody has to see it. You know what I mean? It's no all bagpipes and kilts up here, man. There's a lot going on. I just felt like, aye, this is the way.
Yeah, 100%, man, 100%.
Originality around it. It was the main thing was just be original.
And what's the plans going forward for it? I think you said, yeah, you mentioned, or I don't know if it was yourself, it was Mobo that spoke to me, but somebody said that maybe trying to take it to theatres and stuff like that.
No, I mean, to be honest, yeah, that was some of the ideas that were getting put out there. I we will definitely explore it. You know what I mean? I would love to. I couldn't imagine, you know, like our piece maybe going on theater. That would be something amazing.
So sorry, I mean, as in like the cinema. I don't mean like an actual play.
Oh, right, yeah.
Although, yeah, that'd be great as well.
Yeah, no, but because there has been talks of. You know,
right, no, I didn't know that. I just guessed that. Sorry if spoiler, if that's a plan. No, I just mean like, screenings to the cinema.
Yeah. So probably try and line up a couple more screenings. Just like Becky had commented earlier, we'll be going to UWS and we're in talks with a couple others. But screen it again, share our experience. And also some film festivals. I'll be going out to a couple of film festivals, getting submitted to it. And obviously it's just I think, you know, I personally myself I see this as a massive success, this project, and I think this will only position us better, and you know, especially with the experience we've had with this project and the things that we've learned. I think I'm really looking forward to the next project that we're now looking into developing, you know, the next kind of visual. I'm not going to give nothing away at this second, but there's things in the works is developing something, you know, kind of similar. But yeah, and I think just building on what we've just done, yeah, I think we owe it to the people.
So what's the general reaction been like so far?
Good. I was surprised, man, because us are actors. You know what I mean? None of us are actors. So when I remember when we got the first cut, the first thing I was like, oh, I wonder what this is going to be like, man. And then me, we all played it together, watching it like on like a PlayStation party together, and we couldn't believe it, man. We were like, what, man? We were like, this looks unbelievable. We were like, drop this right now. That was the first. That was the cut. So when obviously, I always with music, I always try and no check comments, man. But it's different with a film. Do you know what I mean? So the first thing I done was check them. Nearly 99% it was all good. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, man. And I think that's because people have been waiting for something like this, you know, something they can relate to. You'll see so many comments where it's crazy to see where people are like, we just can't believe to be hearing a Scottish accent all across, and it's amazing seeing the battles, you know, people relate to. Yeah,
it was like that comment like, oh, I'd done the battles years before you, and I ran about for this and that, and do you know what I mean? It was like it's classic. We Oakland got to tell, well, Oakland they call me the skin, but got to tell some of the stories that we could tell. Do you know what I mean? They're just pub stories type thing. That they end up just floating about the pub, like, oh, I remember this and remember that, but that's the TV worthy, man. There's lessons to be learned. That I always say.
So what if one of the TV companies came in and said, turn this into a TV series? Would you be up for something like that?
Yeah, 100%, absolutely.
Netflix or something?
Yeah, right.
Most definitely. And to be honest, we are like actively actually still, even though the project is out, we are out there. We're networking. It's obviously opened. It's enabled us to open conversations with certain organizations and people.
Well, people have got to take you seriously now. Simple
absolutely,
as that.
You know, and ultimately that was one of the main sort of aim even from doing this project. I thought to myself, you know what, Sammy, like put like, you know what I mean, do this, and then even if in terms like not necessarily the reception, but you know, say it didn't do good numbers, for instance, I was like, don't let that. It's just to showcase what talent there is in Scotland and what can actually be done, you know, at that level. So, and then with the right support in place, I believe there could definitely be something big.
What message would you want people to take away from watching it?
Stay away from crime.
Stay away. So
I want to answer just before see your last question. I would love that Ellie broke thing to come in, but I wouldn't want to lose too much creative control, because the full thing from the very start was authenticity. Stay true to this Eastern Glasgow accent and just stay authentic to the stories. You know what I mean? I know obviously if working with the bigger companies, they might want to mellow a few things down and so on that sound, but as long as it's not too much creative control that would dampen the actual quality of what this is, then
yeah, definitely, yeah.
Well, everything that's ever came out of Scotland that's actually ended up being popular internationally was stuff that wasn't dumbed down, and every time they try and like not dumb it down, sorry, just sort of
tone it down,
just the accent, because they're like they don't really understand what they're talking about, so they're trying to make it more London or more American or whatever. It doesn't ring true, and so hopefully somebody comes in and lets you keep all creative control, because it's definitely something that should just be left as it is. And sorry, just the follow-up question was, sorry, you were saying sort of stay away from crime, and that's what I loved about it as well. I was like, I'd love younger people to see this, because it crosses that really good line of where it doesn't glorify the violence, but it's just telling the truth, really, because you get a lot of the don't do crime stories, but they're just cheesy and they're not true to life. But I feel like there's a good balance where it's like This is the kind of stuff that happens, and yeah, there's good and there's bad to it.
Absolutely. And even from the, I guess, from the creative side, I mentioned in the screening, Mark, usually as creatives, we want things to be perfect, and we always sort of draw this box that we put ourselves in, and but just I guess what I'm trying to say is, don't be scared as creatives. Try and go beyond those boundaries. If you have a piece of music, why not put a visual to it, a conceptual piece of where you can connect more with your audience, and it's just kind of, try and just be free and think outside the box and just kind of go for it, man. Really, I can tell you, I can honestly, a lot of people throughout this process, I'm sure once or twice I'd heard, people say, oh, okay, but just be careful with the film. If you're too ambitious, it can come across very not so well done. And, I mean, and I appreciate it. I guess that was advice in a way, just to kind of, watch out for those things. But equally, we were just going in like, nah, we can do this, I mean, even when the coloring, for instance, sometimes, would get cuts where the, just things like color grading, for instance, wasn't really up to where we want it to be. It's going back to that and just sort of working on it. But yeah, no, absolutely, man. Just yeah, explore all the creative verticals of what you're doing. And
Amazing. You mentioned rap game earlier on, but we got distracted. What was that like as an experience, and how helpful for it was it for you?
It was amazing. It was, man, because I remember like every week you meet a different rapper, you meet a different person that's in the industry, and you obviously on TV they make it like they just come and then you do like your little performance and then they rate you and you leave. That's not really what happens. Like as TV would know, like a lot of you're always standing around. There's a lot of people always standing around, and in and amongst that is when like we would walk over to like Captain Conan, like or the judges or like the guest judges, and then ask them me things like, so how's it going? How's it going with shows? And how did you end up getting booked in Dubai? And how did this? Like we would try and pick their brains. So every week you would learn something new. Every week with a different rapper, and they just always had like different ways of going about things. Like I remember one time I was raging, I couldn't like thing me.
No,
Yup.
we've lost Oakzy there. I'm sure he'll be back. Sammy, what you got coming up? What's up next for yourself and Up to Standard?
To be honest, currently we are, so as mentioned earlier, we've obviously got different kind of elements to our business, to the organization, and currently one of the programs we're running, Be the Standard, that is so that's an artist development, that's more on the kind of creative development side, and that seeing us, we've took on 2 artists, singer-songwriters, and 2 producers, and I guess it's to focus more on, giving them access to the resources, equipment, mentorship, and collaborative sort of approach to the making music, and including a series of writing camps that are running across the year. Oh, I think that's Oakzy back. Yeah, I can hear the microphone shovel it. Yeah, you okay? we yeah, so currently just kind of focus on that, and running these sort of multiple writing camps, and on the platform side of things, with Oakzy was one of the actually the artists that we worked with, but we've got a 4-episode sort of mini online series, and that's seeing rappers perform live with a live band. So that was so that'll be coming very soon, so we're looking forward to that. That's a different approach again to series, because we usually do the live freestyles and people are usually rapping to instrumentals, but this time round it's with a live band, and that's in sort of collaboration with the Escher band.
Oh yeah, I wanted to see before that I got like see rap game. Well, they used to send you these emails, which I still have. They always still come in clutch. Like they'd send you an email with like it'd be like a big Word document of like what to do before a release, and how to market it, and what type of people to try and help you, like TikTokers and this and that, and what type of pages to try and get onto like playlist, and they would always help you with things like that, and how to try and build hype around, even if it's just one song. Like whether you're going to perform this song here, perform that song there, do like a little video to hype it up, and then do like a live performance to hype it up before the song actually drops. So they'd always get different emails. There's so many different emails that like even just like how to contact like certain people, like people that make beats, how to contact them properly. So when you buy your beat, you can have it exclusively, and just all sorts of things that I didn't know at the time. But I guess now, obviously, it's more second nature to me. But at that time, I had no clue, and they helped me. They helped me a lot with that. There was a lot of those emails that I was reading. I'd be like, and then like at that time, I used every single bit of information that they told me. And I remember releasing my tape called Ned's Makina tape, and mate, I did well with just every single bit of information that they gave me, how to promote it. Do you know what I mean? And then after that, I remember trying to like promote. I was like, I wanted to see what the difference would be, and it was a stark difference. Like nobody was interested in the tune that I done, because I just recorded it and dropped it, and wanted to see the difference, and it was a stark difference. So there was a lot of things that they helped with. I'd say.
Is there a bit of advice you would like to share for anyone that's got an album coming out soon?
Here's advice that they did. I'm still currently in the work. Get PRS.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I've got PRS and the cunts owe me money. So, get it.
Make sure you collect it.
And then you can argue with them further down the line that you're owed money. But yeah, that is good advice, because you're if you're getting played on the radio, you're automatically going to get it. And if you're doing your gigs, even a small gig, you can still pick up £12. So if you're the kind of person that's playing a lot, then it all adds up. So get it, and make sure you fill it out, and make sure the PRS website doesn't crash and ruin and lose all your information. But I just had a bad experience. I had a bad experience with PRS. It's other people haven't had that. Yeah. So that's good advice. So what's coming up this year for Oakzy B? What's happening in 2025?
Well, what I'm going to do. I've got a Makina tape that I was supposed to drop it last year, but over the time I realised I'm wanting to actually re-record it and get it remixed by Oakzy from Up to Standard, because I could drop the tape now, but because of the quality, because of the standard of the quality of the music and that tape that I just dropped there, I felt like I dropped it without the same type of quality and the same type of mix that Oakzy had for me, it would be going down. So I'm going to redo a Makina tape, get that out of the way, and then hopefully we can get some acting stuff done as well. But that's
amazing. I've got one more tune to play us out, and it's Working and Grafting featuring Sherlock. If you'd like to just give us a wee introduction to that.
Yeah, that one's Working and Grafting with Sherlock. Sherlock I love working with because he's true to himself. Do you know what I mean? And I always like working with him because he's got that hard Glasgow accent. Do you know what I mean? And he never changes it for nobody. So I felt like it was important to get him in it, considering what the film's about. And that's it, man. That's a tune.
Amazing. I'm going to put the link in the comments and in the bio for everyone to check out Scheme Politics. Go and watch it right now, whenever you're listening to this. Thank you very much, Sami. Give Up to Standard a subscribe on YouTube. Sounds like they've got lots of good stuff coming out. And look out for the new Oakzy B tape. This is Working and... Thank you for joining us today.
Thanks, Mark. Thank you, mate. Thanks for having us, mate.
This is Working and Grafting with Oakzy and Sherlock, taken from Scheme Politics.
Working, grafting, no I get straight with the action. Shifting, taxing, young teams causing a madness. Working, grafting, no I get straight with the action. Shifting, taxing, young teams causing a madness. Well you know about the gut at the bottom, raised in the scheme when it rotten. Counting streets I was taught in, locked in, either in bar or socked in, no other options. Kingpin I'm going to the top end. Got a young team and nobody stops them. Hold your horses, goals get horse kept 10-10 drop when it came to the north end.
10-10 grub, say less, bruv, got that power LT. Anyway, you can hold that day all night, cause I built me a Mac
teams out here taxing. No time for chill or relaxing. If you ain't free, he'll get out for patching. Anybody steps in, it's gonna be past tense. On mopeds, roll with the batches. On mopeds, rolling with hatchets. Don't care where you rep or your bench press. If you come round here, please better talk less.
Real talk, I've been doing bits up here. Got an off on lot with a sniff up here. Got eyes on an RV, few new horizons. Getting a lead on a swift up here, cause nah, with the shit up here. Had the full scheme shoot when we switched up gears. Now it's time to take over. Shots getting closed up. If they don't bout, I'll get ripped up here,
Cause the corporal's still on the look. Stopping, searching a name in a book. And a raid in a gaff and nothing gets took. Cause I'm way too smart, I'm a Calvin Crook. And I'm still on my ones and twos. DVDs with a barbers crew. I'm a copyright kid, gotta make these moves. Gotta up that sheet when you see the screws. Working, crafting. No, I get street with the action. Chefting, taxing. Young teams causing a madness. Working, crafting. No, I get street with the action. Chefting, taxing. Young teams causing a madness. No, I'm a chef, I'm in the kitchen, give me the pack. I start the weapon, get the bull. He gets a flipping, chin a command, play a possession.
Play your position with the victim, any compites are not gonna go missing. Real G's round here just flipping, the other cuz just chat, that's chickens.
Never took no tools for the catching. Got a big lot back that I slept in. Boxer shorts with a slit end, talk too tough, man, I might just rap him.
Man, I might just rip him if he gets close. If I'm a still land with the elbows. Funny boys, will be running for the next close. Not one cunt here afraid of the sweat balls.
How many times did the vest get? How many times did it stop and frisk get? How many times did it search a weapon and miss that? Swear as fuck, I can't guess it, but I just gotta take risk assessments. Cause you know that the lifestyle's vicious. And you know that I gotta stay with this. Can't leave no clues for witness. Working, grafting. No, I get straight with the action. Chefting, taxing. Young teams causing a madness. Working, grafting. No, I get straight with the action. Chefting, taxing. Young teams causing a madness.
Do you want weirdo or do you want itchy?